Hello friends, welcome to one more video. In this lecture, we are going to study purpose of steering system, types of steering system, construction and working of recirculating ball type steering system, and another rack and pinion type steering system. So let's begin. Basically, the steering system is the collection of various components such as tie rod, yoke, linkages, stub axle, etc. All these components is allow the vehicle, means bike, motorcycle, car, to follow the desired course of action. This is simple technical definition of the steering system. The detail about the steering system we will discuss in further slides. The primary purpose of the steering system is to convert rotary motion of the steering wheel to the angle of the front wheel which is mounted on the road. Then the secondary purpose of the steering system is to get the directional stability to the vehicle. Then another, to recover the vehicle after recovering the turn. Means after getting the turn, the vehicle must be on the same or front road. Then to provide the perfect steering condition. So friend, these are the basic purpose of the steering system. Now in detail we will see the steering system. Let the understand the component one by one. So here the first is steering wheel. Here steering wheel is there. Then another, steering gear. Here is steering gear. The function of steering gear is to convert rotary motion of the steering wheel to the straight line motion here. Then another component is steering linkages. Steering linkage plays very important role in steering system. When the rotary motion of the steering wheel is converted to the linear motion with the help of this linkage. Now we will see the types of steering. First, worm and worm wheel type steering system, recirculating, worm and nut type, rack and pinion type, cam and lever type steering system. So in this video we will study detail about recirculating type and rack and pinion type. Another important concept is steering ratio. Steering ratio, it means angle turn by the steering wheel to the corresponding turning angle of the stub axle. It is looks like very complicated, but let's see the basic of steering ratio. Take an example. If the wheel turns 20 degree after completion of one revolution, then we can say that the steering ratio will be angle turn by the steering wheel is 1 revolution. It means 360 degree here, and the stub axle or tire turn 20 degree here. By dividing these two numbers, we will get the ratio of 18:1. This 18:1 is considered as a steering ratio. For the steering ratio, higher the steering ratio, it simply means that more rotation of the steering wheel to get the desired turn, and the lower turning ratio means minimum the rotation of the steering wheel to get the desired turn of the tire. Hence in sports car the steering ratio set to be as much as low, so to get the quick response. Now we will see the details of rack and pinion type steering system. Before understanding the rack and pinion type steering system, we must understand the mechanism of rack and pinion. Here you can see two component is there. One is horizontal, here is called as rack. On the rack the teeth is available in horizontal direction. In circular pinion, on its periphery the teeth is there. This two component is meshing with each other. Let's see how it works. When we get pinion in clockwise direction, when pinion moving in clockwise direction, this motion is transmitted to the rack and rack move in left direction. When we give motion, anti-clockwise motion to the pinion, then rack move in this direction. It means this mechanism is used to convert rotary motion into linear motion in this direction, and this mechanism is directly used in rack and pinion steering system. So let's see the construction here. Here is a steering wheel. This steering wheel is connected to the pinion with here is pinion with the help of steering shaft. Steering shaft having the same motion as the motion of the steering wheel, as the steering wheel is mounted on the steering shaft here. Then on both sides of the rack tie rod is attached here. Both the side tie rod is attached. Then this tie rod is further connected to the stub axle. Here stub axle, and then this stub axle is connected with the tires or wheels here. So in this way the construction is there. It is very simple in construction and very less maintenance. That is why almost all the vehicles used rack and pinion type steering system. Let's see its working. When we give rotary motion to the steering wheel, this rotary motion is transmitted to the pinion with the help of this steering shaft. Then, as we discussed earlier, the function of rack and pinion mechanism is to convert rotary motion into linear motion here. So this rotary motion is converted to the linear motion with the help of this mechanism, and this rack is connected to the tie rod here. This tie rod is again connected to the stub axle, and this again the wheel. So when we give clockwise motion to the wheel here, clockwise motion to the wheel, then this wheel allow to rotate the rack in left hand side in this direction, and thus we will get the right turn here. In another way, when we give motion, left hand side motion to the wheel, then it transfer this rotary motion to the linear, and rack is transferred here in this direction, and we will get the left motion. Recirculating ball type steering system. It is very simple. Let's understand the construction. Here the steering shaft is connected to the worm gear. Here worm gear is there. One side of the worm gear is fixed at the end here, and another side here the steering shaft is connected, and on the steering shaft the wheel is mounted. Then another important component is ball nut rack here. Ball nut rack is a component in which steel balls is continuously rotating. The function of this steel ball is to reduce the friction and wear, and because of this we will get the smooth operation. Then another, this ball and nut having external teeth available. This external teeth is connected to the sectoral gear. This sector gear is again connected to the pitman shaft. Then this pitman shaft is connected to the tie rod, and this tie rod is connected to the wheel. Let's see its working. When we give motion to the steering wheel, then this rotary motion transmitted to the steering shaft, and worm gear start rotating in this direction. Worm gear start rotating. As worm gear is fixed and ball nut arrangement is mounted on it, because of this rotation, the ball nut tries to travel along this worm. So as we give rotary motion, then ball nut traveling along in this direction, and this nut is connected to the sector gear. Automatically this motion is transmitted to sector gear, and then this sector gear motion is transmitted to pitman shaft, and then pitman shaft to tie rod and the steering wheel. So in this way the rotary motion of the wheel is transmitted to the pitman shaft through this ball and nut arrangement. The ball and nut arrangement is shown in the figure. So in this way the working of recirculating ball and type steering wheel will be. Application of this: Tata Frago truck and sports utility vehicle